What's up guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today in this video we're going to learn how to add and subtract fractions. Last episode and last video about fractions we learned all of the basics like simplifying fractions, overcomplicating fractions, what is a fraction, and many other things. So in this video we're going to learn how to add and subtract fractions. Let's get into it. Okay guys, so now let's get into addition and subtraction of fractions. What do we need to know? So, quick tutorial. So first of all, if we want to addition fractions and the two fractions which we want addition have the same denominator, like let's say we had 3/6 and 5/6 and we put a plus in the middle to addition these two. We want to put the equal sign, and then in this case we want to do numerator plus the numerator, which in this case is 8. And we put our bar, which has to be in between the equal sign always. And then we're not going to do 6 plus 6, the denominator plus the denominator, but we're going to just keep the same denominator number which both fractions have, which is 6. We won't change anything. We'll keep the same denominator. So we addition both numerators and we keep the same denominator. Let's look at another example. Let's say, for example, we had 108 halves plus 206 halves. Well, it's really simple. Since we have the same denominator on both sides, we'll keep the same denominator. And now we just have to do 108 plus 206, which are the two numerators getting added. So what would that be? That would be 314. So 314 halves is the answer to this problem. And so you might be wondering, what if I have a fraction which doesn't have the same denominator? Like, let's take an example like 3/7 and 21. 21 is the denominator, and the numerator of the second fraction would be, let's say, like 6, okay? And we were to put a plus in the middle. Well, here, since we don't have the same denominator, we can't do the numerator plus the numerator and we keep the same denominator. We want to try to find the connection between these two numbers. And as we know already, 7 is a factor of 21, which brings us to luck. So what do we want to do to addition these two fractions? Well, it's really simple. We just want to say 7 times what equals 21. In this case, it would be 7 times 3. And since we said that 7 times 3 would equal 21, to be like the new denominator fraction, we'll also want to do times 3 on the numerator for the fraction. So it would transform the fraction into 9 21s plus 6 21s. You see what I did there, guys? I try to make the two fractions have the same denominator by bringing 7 closer to 21 by finding 7 times what is equal to 21. In other words, dividing 21 by 7 to find the answer to be 3. So I multiply 7 by 3, which brings me 21, and I do the same thing on the numerator, and I find 9 21s. So now it's really simple. 9 21s plus 6 21s would make 15 21s. Really simple, guys. Let's go over another example. Let's say I had 18 ninths plus 2 81s. Okay, guys? What would that be equal to? Well, here we want to make 9, which is the smaller denominator in this operation. We want to be able to make 9 transform into 81. Well, what do we want to do? We want to see what factor do both of these numbers have in common. Okay, guys? And since 81 is divisible by 9, well, there we have it. Since 81 is divisible by 9, we'll want to do 81 divided by 9, which would be 9. So then we want to do a denominator, which is 9 times 9, and the numerator, since we're doing both things on both sides, the numerator and the denominator, then here we'll also want to do times 9 to the numerator. So 9 is a factor of 81, so it's going to work now, this addition. And will make us, well, 18 times 9, which will give us 162. And 162 plus 2 would make 164. Because now we also made the denominators the same, which allows us to make the numerator plus the numerator. And so the answer would be 164 out of 81. And so yeah, guys, it really simple to do addition with fractions. And now let's do actually subtraction. And subtraction should be basically the same thing as addition. Everything we need to change is that we don't do addition, but we do subtraction. So let's do like 9 out of 3 minus 3 out of 3. What will we want to do here? Well, we keep the same denominator because we have the same denominator in the operation, in the subtraction. And in this case, like we did with the addition, when having the same denominator, now we just want to subtract 9 minus 3, the two numerators. We want to subtract them. And 9 minus 3, last time I checked, is equal to 6. I think it is actually 6, right? Yep. And we keep the same denominator, which makes it 6 out of 3. In other words, also equals 2, because as we know, 3 minus 1 is also 2. And imagine, I'm sure guys, we don't need more examples for that, but it's really simple, and I'm sure that you already got the hang of addition with fractions. So why don't we now do subtraction with fractions, but we don't have the same denominator? So let's do like 4 out of 6 minus 6 out of 18, let's say. So now we do the same thing as what we did for addition, and now we just want to find the same denominator. So is 6 a factor of 18? Yes, it is. So what we want to do, we want to see like 6 times what is equal to 18. And so that is 3, obviously. And so since we do the denominator times 3 to get the same denominator as the other fraction, we also want to do times 3 in the numerator. So 4 times 3, which would be numerator times 3, would be equal to 12, obviously. So this fraction is also the same as 12 out of 18 minus 6 out of 18, because now we actually we turn the denominator into 18. So now it's more easy for us, us humans, to calculate it. Okay, so let's do this. And now it's really simple, guys. I mean, 12 18ths minus 6 18ths, really simple. Just do 12 minus 6, which is equal to 6. And we keep the same denominator, which makes 18. So 6 out of 18 is the answer. And of course here, guys, we can simplify like I taught you guys last video. So we can simplify this answer to 2 times 3, and this would be 2 times 3, 3. So we can simplify it to 1/3. So 6 18ths is also 1/3. So now, guys, for our second example, 1/3 plus 1/2. 3 and 2, they don't really have any correlation, don't have any link, because 2 is not really a factor of 3, and 3 is not really a factor of 2. So what are we going to do? Find the LCM of 3 and 2, okay? And you can easily do that. It's gonna obviously be equal to 6, okay, guys? So yeah, the denominator is gonna be equal to 6 for both fractions. So like, the LCM of 3 and 2 is 6, so we're gonna put 6 down here, put the two fractions. And we're going to want to do 6 divided by 3, because that's our first fraction, and we want to find what is going to be the value of the numerator. And 6 divided by 3 is 2. So we're going to want to do the numerator and the denominator times 2. And we already did 3 times 2, which gives us 6. And now we just want to do the numerator times 2, which is 2. So it's going to give us 2 6. So we already converted this fraction, which is 1/3, into 2 6. Plus, well, 6 divided by 2 equal to 3. 2 times 3, we already did that, which gave us the denominator of 6. And 1 times 3, very simple, it's equal to 3, okay? Equal to, well, if we now do equal, as we learned, guys, we're going to keep the same denominator, which is going to be 6, because now we found the same denominator here. And now we're just going to move into the answer. And we're going to do the numerator, we're going to add 2 numerators, which is going to give us 5. So 5/6 is our answer to 1/3 plus 1/2. So In other words, 1/3 plus 1/2 is also equal to 2/6 plus 3/6, which is also equal to 5/6. So yeah, it's the same thing with subtraction, guys. And yeah, we just have to do the same steps, find the LCM, do that, and just change one thing, which is that we're gonna subtract. But yeah, I really hope that you enjoyed this video, guys, and I definitely recommend maybe going through videos step by step, like a second time, or even just practicing what we focused on today in this video. And I hope that you have fun learning more about these fractions, and very soon I hope that you're gonna become a master of fractions. So see you next one, guys. Bye.